Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the viewport of Titan Station, watching Saturn's rings glitter in the dim sunlight. After 15 years overseeing humanity's outer defense network, she'd grown to appreciate these quiet moments. They were becoming increasingly rare. "Admiral," her eye assistant's voice was unnaturally tense. "Multiple quantum signatures detected at the heliopause. Configuration matches Meridian Empire patterns." Sarah's jaw tightened. The Meridians, humanity's first contact with an advanced alien civilization, had spent the past decade treating Earth like a primitive backwater. Their ambassadors were condescending, their trade offers predatory. Now, it seemed, they'd grown tired of pretense. "How many ships?" she asked, already moving toward the command center. "Over 300 vessels, Admiral. Largest fleet formation we've ever detected from them." Sarah allowed herself a grim smile. "Time to show them what primitive looks like. Initiate Protocol Prometheus." Throughout the solar system, hidden installations began powering up. What the Meridians didn't know, what humanity had kept secret for nearly a decade, was that Earth had never been as technologically backward as they pretended. The discovery of quantum-folded space in 2157 had given humanity capabilities that rivaled or exceeded anything the Meridians possessed. They'd just been very, very quiet about it. "Alert from Pluto Defense Line," the AI reported. "Meridian ships are launching kinetic weapons toward the outer colonies. Minimal energy signatures. They're trying to make this look like a simple bombardment." "Casualties?" Sarah's voice was tight. "None. Quantum shields holding on all settlements. The Meridians appear confused by the lack of damage." Sarah nodded, reaching the command center. Dozens of officers worked at their stations, coordinating humanity's response. On the main display, red dots representing Meridian ships pushed deeper into the solar system. "They think we're defenseless," she said. "That we'll surrender rather than watch our colonies be destroyed. Time to educate them. Launch the fleet." Throughout the solar system, massive hangar doors opened in asteroids, moons, and hidden orbital facilities. 200 ships emerged, humanity's secret supercarrier fleet. Each vessel was nearly 3 kilometers long, powered by quantum cores that bent space itself. Their hulls gleamed with photon-absorbent materials, making them nearly invisible to conventional sensors. The Meridian Advance faltered as their sensors registered the impossible. Where there had been empty space, now stood a fleet that shouldn't exist. Ships with technology they'd assumed humanity was centuries from developing. "Multiple quantum signatures from the Meridian fleet," the AI reported. "They're powering up their main weapons." "Too late," Sarah said. "All carriers, execute attack pattern Delta. Show them what humanity can really do." The supercarriers moved with impossible grace for vessels their size, quantum drives allowing them to maneuver in ways that defied conventional physics. Their first volley caught the Meridian fleet completely by surprise. Quantum-tipped missiles phased through traditional shields, while gravity lances crushed entire ships into artificial singularities. In the Meridian flagship, Empress Valma watched in horror as her carefully planned assault crumbled. Her mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of extreme agitation in her species. "Impossible," she chittered. "Their technology, they were primitive. We monitored them for decades." "My Empress," her tactical officer's voice quavered. "The humans, they're not using standard quantum drives. Their ships are generating some kind of linked field. Our weapons can't get a lock." Valma's compound eyes widened as understanding dawned. The humans hadn't been primitive, they'd been patient. Waiting, watching, learning from every scrap of technology the Meridians had carelessly displayed. And they'd improved upon it in ways her people had never imagined. "All ships, fall back," she ordered. "Regroup at." A quantum lance from the human flagship sliced through her vessel's command deck. Emergency fields snapped into place. But the message was clear. Humanity was done playing the part of the primitive species. Admiral Chen watched the Meridian fleet retreat in disarray, leaving nearly a third of their ships destroyed or disabled. It had been a costly lesson in underestimating humanity, but she suspected it wouldn't be the last battle. "Send word to Earth," she ordered. "First strike repelled, but the Meridians will be back. And next time, they'll know what they're really fighting." As damage reports and after-action analyses began flowing in, Sarah allowed herself a moment of pride. Humanity had kept its greatest advances secret not out of fear, but strategy. They'd learned from history, both their own, and the fragments they'd gleaned about other species who'd faced the Meridian Empire. The real war was just beginning. But humanity had shown that despite their relative youth among the stars, they were far from primitive. The Meridians had wanted to teach humanity its place in the galaxy. They'd succeeded, just not in the way they'd intended. Dr. Maya Patel hadn't slept in 36 hours, but the excitement coursing through her veins made exhaustion irrelevant. Deep beneath the Martian surface, in a facility unknown to all but a handful of humans, she watched as the quantum core prototype pulsed with stable energy for the first time. Recording confirmed stable quantum resonance for 15 minutes, her AI assistant announced. "This is the longest sustained reaction we've achieved." 10 years earlier, Maya had been a theoretical physicist studying quantum entanglement when the Meridians arrived. Their ships had appeared over every major city on Earth, a show of force disguised as a diplomatic greeting. The message was clear: resist and be crushed. But humanity had learned something crucial from those first encounters. The Meridian ships generated distinctive energy signatures, patterns that suggested their quantum technology was efficient, but fundamentally limited by their understanding of spatial mechanics. "Dr. Patel," Director James Harrison's voice came through her comm. "The Council needs your latest results. The Meridians are pushing for another technology exchange treaty." Maya smiled grimly. The Meridians' idea of exchange was offering humanity centuries-old tech while demanding access to Earth's resources. They never suspected that each demonstration of their superior technology gave Earth scientists more insights into quantum mechanics. "Send them the usual data package," she replied. "Let them think we're still struggling with basic fusion containment." The deception had begun almost immediately after first contact. While the public face of human technology remained deliberately modest, a secret coalition of Earth's greatest minds worked tirelessly to leapfrog Meridian technology altogether. Maya's breakthrough had come from an unexpected direction. While the Meridians used quantum fields to power their ships, they treated space-time as a fixed constant. Maya's team discovered that reality was far more flexible and far more interconnected. The quantum cores they developed didn't just harness quantum energy. They created linked fields that grew stronger the more cores were active in proximity. It was like a vast neural network operating on the fabric of space-time itself. New message from Admiral Chen, the AI reported. The prototype supercarrier, Prometheus, has completed its shakedown cruise, all systems performing beyond expectations. Maya pulled up the test data, her dark eyes scanning rapidly. The carrier's quantum core was operating at 180% of projected capacity, and the neural quantum interface was adapting to new situations faster than anyone had predicted. "They never imagined we could do this," Harrison said, entering the lab. His weathered face showed the strain of years, maintaining humanity's greatest secret. "The Meridians think quantum technology requires centuries of development, that it's some kind of natural progression they can control. They forgot that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology," Maya replied. "It's our ability to look at problems from new angles, to take existing ideas and transform them into something unprecedented." The facility shook slightly as another construction crew began excavating a new tunnel. Similar facilities existed throughout the solar system, hidden shipyards building vessels that would make the Meridian's fleet look obsolete. "Latest intelligence suggests they're planning something big," Harrison said. "Their Empress is tired of playing diplomatic games." "Let them come," Maya said, watching her quantum core pulse with ever-increasing stability. "They think they're dealing with children playing with toys we barely understand. They don't realize we've built something they never even imagined was possible. The quantum core flared briefly, its energy patterns shifting in ways that still amazed Maya after all these years. Each core was slightly different, developing its own characteristics like a living thing. When linked together in the Supercarrier fleet, they would form the most powerful neural network ever created. Dr. Patel, her AI interrupted. Long-range sensors are detecting unusual activity in the Meridian Embassy ships. They appear to be conducting detailed scans of Earth's defense systems. Let them scan, Harrison said. All they'll see is what we want them to see. How long until the full fleet is ready? Maya checked her projections. 200 carriers, fully armed and linked. 3 months. Maybe less if the quantum cores continue exceeding specifications. Harrison nodded grimly. Let's hope that's enough time. The Meridians aren't known for their patience. As if to emphasize his point, another tremor shook the facility. This one from a new quantum core spinning up to full power for the first time. Throughout the solar system, humanity's hidden arsenal grew stronger by the day. They were no longer the primitive species the Meridians had first encountered. When the time came, the galaxy would learn that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology. It was their determination to forge their own path among the stars. Captain Raj Kumar stood on the bridge of the UES Hyperion, watching his tactical display as 200 human supercarriers moved into attack formation. After the Meridians' failed first strike, humanity had decided to seize the initiative. No more hiding. No more pretending to be primitive. All quantum cores synchronized, his AI reported. Neural network stability at optimal levels. The fleet is ready, Captain. The target was New Damascus, one of the Meridian Empire's major military shipyards. Intelligence suggested it was where they were assembling their next invasion fleet, one far larger than their first attempt. Signal from Admiral Chen, his communications officer announced. Operation Thunderbolt is go. Raj took a deep breath. All ships, execute quantum jump in 3, 2, 1. Space twisted around the human fleet as their linked quantum cores activated. Unlike the crude point-to-point jumps of Meridian ships, humanity's quantum network allowed for something far more sophisticated. The entire fleet phased partially out of normal space, becoming nearly undetectable while maintaining full combat capability. They emerged from quantum space directly above New Damascus. The Meridian shipyard sprawled across several moons, their defense fleet caught completely off guard by the humans' impossible approach. Multiple enemy contacts, Tactical reported. They're scrambling to combat positions, but their response is disorganized. Launch strike packages, Raj ordered. Full spectrum engagement. The human fleet's response was anything but disorganized. Quantum-linked fighters poured from launch bays, their pilots' neural interfaces allowing them to coordinate with inhuman precision. Meridian point defense systems, designed to track normal space targets, struggled to lock onto vessels that flickered between dimensions. "Sir," his sensor officer called out, detecting massive energy buildup from the surface. They're powering up some kind of super weapon. A beam of pure energy erupted from the largest moon, powerful enough to vaporize a conventional fleet. But humanity had planned for this. The Supercarriers' quantum cores pulsed in perfect synchronization, creating a phase barrier that caused the energy beam to pass harmlessly through their formation. "Return the favor," Raj ordered. "Show them what real quantum weapons can do." The Hyperion's main gun charged, drawing power from the entire fleet's neural network. When it fired, the beam didn't just strike its target. It phased the entire shipyard complex into a parallel quantum state, effectively removing it from normal space. "Direct hit," Tactical reported with satisfaction. "Meridian shipyard has been quantum phased. They won't be building any invasion fleets there for a very long time." In her command center on Titan Station, Admiral Chen watched the battle unfold with grim satisfaction. The Meridians had never imagined humans could master quantum technology so completely. Their arrogance had been their weakness. Message from the Meridian capital, her communications officer reported. "The Empress is demanding immediate negotiations." "I bet she is," Sarah replied dryly. "Especially now that she knows we can reach any target in her empire." "Send our response. We're willing to talk, but only as equals. The days of treating humanity as primitive are over." Reports continued to flow in as the human fleet systematically dismantled New Damascus's defenses. The Meridians fought bravely, but their technology and tactics were simply outclassed. Every attempt to adapt was countered by the quantum neural network linking the human ships. In her palace on the Meridian throne world, Empress Valna received the reports with growing horror. The humans hadn't just caught up technologically. They'd developed entirely new applications of quantum science that her best scientists barely understood. "How is this possible?" she demanded, her mandibles clicking rapidly. "Their ships move in ways that violate every principle of quantum mechanics we know." Her chief scientist's response was hesitant. "My Empress, it appears they don't just use quantum fields for power. They found a way to link them into some kind of vast neural network. Each ship makes the others stronger. We have nothing like this." Valna's compound eyes narrowed as she watched another defensive platform fall to the humans' impossible weapons. She had underestimated these creatures, assumed their youth as a species meant weakness. Now that error might cost her empire everything. "Prepare my personal flagship," she ordered. "If we cannot defeat them conventionally, then perhaps it's time for more desperate measures." Back on the Hyperion, Raj received the update from Admiral Chen. The Meridians were pulling back, consolidating their forces around their core worlds. But intelligence suggested they were also moving some kind of classified weapon or project, something even their own military didn't seem to know about. "Stay alert," he told his crew. "This victory was important, but the Empress isn't finished yet. Whatever she's planning, it's going to make our previous battles look like warm-ups." The quantum cores hummed in agreement, their linked consciousness sensing something dark gathering on the horizon. Humanity had proved its strength, but the true test still lay ahead. The message arrived at Titan Station through unconventional channels, a quantum-encrypted transmission that bypassed normal diplomatic protocols. Admiral Sarah Chen read it twice, her expression growing darker with each word. "Verify this," she ordered her eye. "If it's authentic, wake up Dr. Patel. She needs to see this immediately." The message was from Empress Valna herself, and its contents were devastating. The Meridian Empire wasn't just fighting for dominance. They were fighting for survival. Their quantum technology, the very foundation of their civilization, was destabilizing on a fundamental level. Maya arrived at the command center still wearing her lab coat, her eyes widening as she read the data. "These readings, they're showing cascade failures in their quantum network." "But that's impossible unless—" She stopped, the color draining from her face. "Unless what?" Sarah demanded. "Unless they'd been using the same quantum frequencies for too long," Maya explained. "Our research showed that quantum fields need to evolve, to adapt. The Meridians have been using the same technology, unchanged, for thousands of years. They've created a dangerous resonance in space-time itself." In her throne room, Empress Valna activated a secure hologram, showing her empire's true condition to the human leaders. Entire systems were beginning to experience quantum storms, tears in reality caused by millennia of unchanging quantum manipulation. "You see now why we sought your world," she explained, her usual imperial manner replaced by desperate urgency. "We needed new territory, far from our destabilized regions. We thought you primitive, unworthy. We were wrong, and that mistake may doom us all." On the bridge of the Hyperion, Captain Raj Kumar received new orders that made his blood run cold. The Meridians had developed a last resort weapon, a device that could theoretically stabilize their quantum fields by transferring the instability to another region of space. "They're planning to redirect the quantum storms toward Earth," he told his crew. "Save their empire by sacrificing our entire solar system." Dr. Patel's voice came through the quantum network, shared instantly with every ship in the human fleet. It won't work. The quantum instability is too severe. Trying to transfer it will only accelerate the cascade failure. They'll tear apart the fabric of space-time itself. The Meridian weapon platform was already under construction, a massive ring-shaped structure that dwarfed even the largest supercarriers. Empress Valna had committed her empire's remaining resources to this final gambit. "We cannot simply allow our civilization to collapse," she declared to her advisors, even as another quantum storm consumed a distant colony. "If this weapon can save even a portion of our empire." But her chief scientist, an elderly Meridian named Kex, finally spoke the truth many had feared to voice. "My Empress, the humans' quantum technology. It's not just more advanced than ours. It's fundamentally different. They've discovered principles we never imagined." Maya's team worked frantically to analyze the Meridian data, their quantum cores processing scenarios at impossible speeds. Their basic assumption was flawed, she explained to Admiral Chen. "They thought quantum fields were tools to be controlled. We understood they're more like living things. They need to grow, to change, to evolve." Sarah faced the hardest decision of her career. The Meridians were preparing their weapon, driven by desperation and millennia of technological stagnation. But humanity's quantum network had detected something else, a possible solution, the one that carried enormous risks. "We could share our technology," Maya suggested, "help them transition their systems to our adaptive quantum architecture. But they'd have to completely dismantle their existing infrastructure," Sarah finished. "Their entire civilization would have to transform, and quickly. And they'd have to trust us, the species they tried to conquer." Aboard the Hyperion, Raj watched as the massive Meridian weapon platform took shape. His quantum cores hummed with increasing concern, sensing the growing instability in spacetime. "Message from Admiral Chen," his communications officer announced. "New orders incoming. All ships, prepare for Operation Quantum Dawn." Time was running out. The Meridian's weapon was nearly complete, and quantum storms were spreading throughout their empire. Humanity had to choose: let their former enemies face extinction, or risk everything on an unprecedented act of cooperation. The fate of two civilizations hung in the balance, and the next few hours would determine whether hubris and fear would tear reality apart, or if ancient enemies could forge a new path together. Operation Quantum Dawn began with an unprecedented sight: the entire human supercarrier fleet arranging itself in a vast, geometric pattern around the Meridian weapon platform. Captain Raj Kumar felt the Hyperion's quantum core pulse in harmony with hundreds of others, creating a neural network more complex than any yet attempted. "All ships in position," his tactical officer reported. "Quantum synchronization at maximum stability." Dr. Maya Patel's voice came through the command channel, tense but controlled. "Remember, we only get one shot at this. If the quantum harmonics don't align perfectly, we risk accelerating the cascade failure." From her flagship, Empress Valna watched the human fleet's maneuvers with a mixture of fear and fascination. Her weapon platform, intended to save her empire by sacrificing Earth, now sat dormant, a monument to desperation and technological stagnation. "The humans are broadcasting a signal," her communications officer announced. They're offering us their quantum architecture, complete access to their adaptive technology." Valna's compound eyes widened. After everything, the attempted invasion, the threats, the weapon, the humans were willing to share the very technology that had given them victory. But the price was high. The Meridians would have to shut down their entire quantum network, trusting their ancient enemies to help them rebuild from scratch. "They're insane," her military advisor chittered. "Or this is a trap." "No," said Kex, the chief scientist who had first recognized the true sophistication of human quantum science. "They're showing us why they surpassed us so quickly. They understand something we forgot millennia ago: the power of adaptation, of evolution, of change itself." On Titan Station, Admiral Sarah Chen watched the operation unfold. The combined quantum cores of the human fleet were creating a stabilization field unlike anything ever attempted. It would either contain the growing quantum storms long enough for the Meridians to transition to the new technology, or it would cause a catastrophic collapse of spacetime. Energy levels holding steady, Maya reported, her fingers dancing over quantum projections. The neural network is adapting faster than we predicted. It's actually learning from the Meridian quantum fluctuations. The moment of truth came as the first Meridian systems began powering down their old quantum technology. Centuries of accumulated spatial distortion began to unravel, threatening to tear reality apart. But the human fleet's linked cores responded instantly, their adaptive fields containing and gradually dissipating the chaos. "It's working," Raj breathed, watching the impossible data scroll across his displays. "The quantum storms are actually feeding into our network, making it stronger." Empress Valna made her decision. "Begin full shutdown of all Imperial quantum systems," she ordered, "and open a direct channel to the human admiral. It's time we learn to talk to each other as equals." The transformation took weeks. Throughout Meridian space, ancient quantum technologies powered down as new adaptive systems came online. Human engineering teams worked alongside their former enemies, teaching them not just new technology, but a new way of thinking about the very forces that shaped the universe. The quantum storms didn't vanish immediately, but each day they grew weaker as spacetime began to heal. The human fleet maintained its stabilization field, their neural network growing more sophisticated as it learned to handle the complex dynamics of an empire-wide quantum transition. "Look at these readings," Maya told Admiral Chen, weeks into the operation. "The Meridian engineers aren't just copying our designs, they're already suggesting improvements. Once they understood the principles of adaptive quantum mechanics, their centuries of experience gave them insights we never considered." Sarah smiled. So humanity's greatest contribution wasn't just the technology itself. "No," Maya agreed. "It was showing them that evolution isn't just about survival. It's about growth, adaptation, and the willingness to embrace change." In the end, the Meridian Empire was transformed, but not destroyed. Their civilization, built on the assumption of technological perfection, learned the value of constant innovation. The quantum storms that had threatened to tear apart spacetime became the catalyst for a new age of cooperation and discovery. Captain Raj Kumar stood on the Hyperion's observation deck, watching Meridian and human ships working together to establish a new quantum network that spanned both civilizations. The quantum cores hummed with satisfaction, their linked consciousness growing and evolving in ways neither species had imagined possible. "Message from the Empress," his communications officer reported. "The last of the old quantum systems has been deactivated. The transition is complete." Humanity had faced extinction and responded not just with force, but with innovation and ultimately cooperation. They had proven themselves not merely equal to an ancient empire, but worthy of leading both civilizations into a new era. The stars seemed brighter somehow, as if reality itself approved of the changes taking place. Humanity's first major test among the stars hadn't ended in destruction, but in transformation. It was, Raj reflected, a very human solution to an impossible problem. The quantum cores pulsed in agreement, their network now spanning two civilizations, growing, adapting, evolving, just as life itself had always done.